Dairy farmers across the region and here in the southern tier, the cost of producing milk is higher than what it's sold for. Fox 40's Jessica Cadweb talked with one local farm family struggling to keep the farm and stay solvent.
Nanticoke resident Scott Whitaker decided to take a break from his busy 12-hour workday to spend some time with his grandson Andrew, teaching him the ways of the dairy farm.
I mean, he's 2 years old, but he loves the farm. And my son, of course, is on the farm. He knows that also. So to keep the business going means a lot.
The Whitaker farm has resided on this sprawling 1,000-acre property since 1915. For 4 generations, the Whitaker family has worked these fields and milked hundreds of cows. But Scott's dream of keeping the family tradition going for his grandson may soon be snuffed out. Due to the troubled economy, the price of milk has soured drastically since last year, cutting the Whitakers' income in half. For every 100 pounds of milk the Whitakers produce, it costs about $14, but they only get about $12 of that back in return.
There's always the possibility of going out of business, right? If things don't turn around, you can only lose money for so long, and then you've got to sell out or sell equity.
Pretty much every farmer across the United States is living either on a very, very, very tight margin of a little profit or a lot of equity.
The price of milk is regulated by the USDA, so consumers have an adequate supply of the fresh product. But this year's current economic uncertainties have reduced both domestic and export demand for dairy products, flooding the market with milk. But the Whitakers won't stop production. Their livelihood depends on it. The Whitakers milk 375 cows every day, 3 times a day, producing about 28,000 pounds of milk. But a lot of times that depends on the weather.
The more comfortable they are, obviously, the more milk they're going to produce. But they also need the forages that we provide them to produce that milk. So the quality of that forage has a lot to do with the amount of milk they're going to produce.
This summer's soggy weather adversely affected the growing season of the Whitakers' homegrown corn and hay supply, but they won't sacrifice quality for quantity. This winter, the Whitakers will spend $30,000 every month so that every cow will be fed with multi-grain feed.
You see corn, a chunk of corn right there, and you see the little bits of minerals, cornmeal, soybean meal, all spread through it, and it's all mixed together so that every bite the cow takes has the same nutritional value.
In other words, the better the cow's diet, the better the milk product.
It's just like a mom having a baby. It's in our best interest to grow them well. It's our future.
Like all nurturing mothers, Judy Whitaker wants what's best for her family, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
There's times, like right now, it's very difficult. I mean, she's handling the bills and the checks, and she comes to me and says, well, what don't you want to pay, or who don't you want to pay, and that's very difficult.
Because the Whitakers cannot control their income, they won't know how much money they'll make from the milk they ship out today until their milk check comes in the mail 30 days later, making budgeting frustrating. The money they do make doesn't even cover the cost of production. As a result, they've had to sell some of their cows and farm equipment to make ends meet, biding time until the economy shapes up.
You always like to look for something to look forward to that's going to, bring you out of the downturns and make all the work you put into this business worthwhile. This year it's been a challenge to find those bright spots, so you try to look everywhere you can to find some kind of positive.
One positive is how hardship has strengthened the Whitakers' marriage of 30 years, and that their top priority is doing whatever it takes to keep the family farm alive for the next generation.
We want to be here for our grandson to be able to have this opportunity to farm and to make, the fresh product that we know the community wants and the consumer wants, and we want him to have that experience of seeing what it takes to get that to market.
In Nanticoke, Jessica Cadweb, Fox 40 News.
And we hope the Whitakers and other farm families like them make it.